Hi there, my name is Rakia, and I'm so excited to help you on your English learning journey. Learning a new language can feel challenging, but with the right tips and a little consistency, it's absolutely possible. Whether you're starting from scratch or just looking for better strategies, these tips will make your learning fun and productive. Let's dive right in. The enormous quantity of ESL, English as a second language, resources on the internet is a wonderful thing, but it can be hard to know which ones are worth your time. If we had to choose 5 resources you shouldn't study English without, these are the ones we'd go for. 1. One-on-one tutoring. The only hack that really works for learning a language is plenty of speaking practice. Speaking English is the hardest skill to develop on your own. It's also the most nerve-wracking at first. So many students leave it until last. This is a huge mistake. If you want to speak English with confidence, speaking practice must be your top priority. One-on-one tutoring is the most efficient way to get quality speaking practice. Working with a personal tutor gives you a safe space to practice speaking English. You are free to make mistakes and ask questions, and there's no barrier of embarrassment to overcome. Without other classmates to worry about, the lesson is entirely focused on the skills most important for you. You'll be amazed at how much difference just 1 or 2 hours per week makes. 2. A dedicated notebook. The internet has revolutionized language education. While interactive apps and online exercises have great value, don't forget about the basic learning methods we've relied upon for hundreds of years. Numerous experiments have shown that writing out new information by hand is an extremely powerful tool for transferring it to your longer-term memory. Conducted at students who take notes with paper and pen remember much more than students who type. The group that wrote by hand remembered big concepts especially well. Take a tip from the science of memory and write out at least some of your notes the old-fashioned way. You might find it helpful to keep a small notepad in your pocket for quickly writing down new words, whether they're from everyday English conversations or a language learning app. Some learners prefer to have one large notebook with all of their new language skills in it, like handwritten conjugation tables, example sentences, and lesson notes. Either way, it's worth experimenting with notebooks in your English learning. Don't underestimate the powerful muscle-to-mind effect of writing out new information by hand. 3. YouTube. Now that most of the funny animal videos have moved over to TikTok, it's apparent that YouTube is a brilliant platform for education. In many ways, it feels like the website was made for language learners. You can watch videos at half speed or with subtitles. These options are great for those who struggle with the pace of native speakers' language. Best of all, there's an enormous amount of content created especially for ESL learners. Some channels, like Jennifer ESL, offer a whole course of video lessons on YouTube. Others, like Bob the Canadian, talk users through ordinary English language situations that are just unusual enough to leave out of textbooks, such as words and phrases about tools. In short, there's a lot of extremely user-friendly and professional content available for free. Many of the most popular English language YouTubers even run regular interactive lessons via live stream. The gap between the best YouTube ESL channels and online English classes is getting smaller all the time. 4. Language exchange websites. If you want to speak English as fast as possible, speaking practice should be your priority from the start. If you don't live near any English speakers and can't afford as much one-on-one tutoring as you would like, there are still ways to get those precious hours of conversation. Try an online language exchange. Buddy up with a native English speaker who wants to learn your native language and swap language skills. Spend some time chatting in English so you can practice, and some time chatting in your native language so they can practice. It can take a little while to find a balance between acting as the student and acting as the teacher, but it's worth learning the discipline. A good language exchange can be a highly effective and fun way to learn. Language exchanges are another aspect of English learning that has become a lot easier since the rise of the internet. 5. Language learning flashcards. A word of warning. Flashcards can be a false friend when learning English, causing you to spend too much time learning words without their context. When combined with plenty of speaking practice, however, they are an easy way to absorb a lot of new vocabulary relatively quickly and from home. Luckily, there are plenty of great free apps out there, so you can start memorizing words wherever you go. Some of our favorites include Memrise, Word Powerlite, Quizlet, Anki. You only need about 800 of the most frequently used words to understand 75% of the language as it is spoken in normal life. That's definitely an achievable number of flashcards. 6. Podcasts for language learning. There's a podcast for nearly every interest, subject, and hobby these days. Much like YouTube, there is a rich selection of free podcasts for learning English. Many of the best ones offer full transcripts, so you can read along to what you hear and develop your ear for English pronunciation. The main advantage of learning with podcasts is that they fit into parts of your day that you can't otherwise use for studying. Your boss probably won't let you study English at work, but maybe she would let you plug into a podcast. You can't really study your flashcards while you're driving, but you can put a podcast on with no problem at all. 7. Music for language learning. Music is the great universal language. It can also be a powerful tool for making a second language feel more natural. Listening to music with English lyrics can help you gain a better understanding of pronunciation, vocabulary, and sentence structure without feeling like studying at all. An interesting study even showed that listening to music in a new language can help. 7. Music for language learning. Music is the great universal language. It can also be a powerful tool for making a second language feel more natural. Listening to music with English lyrics can help you gain a better understanding of pronunciation, vocabulary, and sentence structure without feeling like studying at all. An interesting study even showed that listening to music in a new language can help you pick up grammatical rules more easily, similar to how you first learned to speak as a child. There is no shortage of great, free English language music on the web. YouTube has an almost unlimited supply of music with lyric videos, so you can read along without missing a word. Aside from that, you can also use LingoClip. Allows you to practice your listening skills by creating fill-in-the-gaps exercises from your favorite song lyrics. Radio Garden is a great free tool to listen to radio stations around the world. If you don't mind feeling a little silly, the British Council has a free collection of English songs made for children. 8. TV shows. Watching TV series is often suggested as the best way to learn English, but which are the best shows? The top 5 most popular shows that their students chose to help them learn English were Friends, the top most watched show, with a huge 26% of all their students tuning in. How I Met Your Mother, CSI, House, The Big Bang Theory. Of course, you will get more out of your learning if you are more engaged than if you're watching passively. Try the language learning with Netflix extension for Chrome, which allows you to watch Netflix with subtitles in English and your native language at the same time. This great free tool even allows you to save new words that you come across. You can also use apps like Lingopi, which have powerful features like dual subtitles, vocabulary lists, and flashcards to help you actively learn while you watch. Watching TV and movies can also help you discover new accents. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who's also learning English. Subscribe to the channel for more tips and motivation on improving your skills. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy learning.